What up, everybody? Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you share the stream out. Share it out with your friends. Tell them to come hang out with us. Be an influencer. Be an influencer in your community. Share the positive message of the Prince of Positivity, the purveyor of positive vibes. Share it out there with your friends. Let them know. Let them know. Come hang out. Smash the like button. Thank y'all so much for being here tonight. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Trailer Park Live right here on the 2nd Street Marvel, where we're coming at you live every single Friday night around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And again, you know, we're late tonight. I scheduled it for 8:30. I actually scheduled it for 8:30. I'm still a few minutes late to that. Dang it. You know what it was is I was sitting here, you know, trying to get things together last minute. You know what's funny is, like, I swear, you know, of all the comic books that I pulled this week, I swear there's a book I can't find that I know I picked up. I'm pretty damn sure I picked this book up, and I can't, for the life of me, find it anywhere here in the house. I was sitting here looking at in the studio, and I don't know where it's at. And I know I bought the damn thing. I just don't know where it's at. I must have set my pile of comics down somewhere, and it, of all of them, somehow went somewhere. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say where it went. Like I said, I've kind of I've turned things over. I've left no stone unturned. Yeah, here we are, still throwing stones around or something. And regardless of all that, I do got some new comic books that I picked up this week. But, you know, a couple of things came in the mail here over the last couple of days. You know, maybe like the last week and a half or so. Got some things here in the mail. I actually just got this in from the good folks over at Sigma Comics. This is Here Comes Calico, issue number 6. This is the series finale. Okay, no, there's a couple issues left. This is number 6. They've got a couple issues left. You need to go check out their campaigns they've been doing I believe they've been doing them on Kickstarter. And I'm not sure they've been doing them on, some people do them on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. They've been doing them on Kickstarter. Go check them out. This book is like this hero. You can see right here, he's got this fancy suit. And, you know, I completely forgot to talk about issue number 5 on here with you guys. But the series has been great. These guys have been sending these books out to review. I've been talking a lot about them on some of the streams and things like that. I've done a couple of videos on them as well. Definitely good stuff. Definitely worth the money. I like the print that they use for the paper, and then even the covers here as well. Like, they feel like the old school comics. It's the print they use, like that newsprint feel. It's not like a lot of the other modern day books. I mean, it's not like that. Certainly not like the Marvel books, and it's certainly not even like a lot of the books like you'll get from like Boom Studios or Image or even Vault Comics, who kind of have a heavier kind of pulpy feel to them. These ones actually feel like the more newsprint, like the old school style comic books that you grew up reading. Go check them out. Here Comes Calico, Sigma Comics, good stuff, good people. You got to go check them out. These things are very worth the money. Like I said, I like the feel and everything like that as well. And I also picked up some extra things that I had just sitting at the comic book shop in my pull box. I just needed to pick up, been slowly chipping away at. Like I finally picked up this The Rush, the whole series collected in one. That's on Vault Comics. And I even got this one right here. This is a hardcover of Laura and Other Stories on Ablaze Publishing. And this one is from writer and artist Gilliam March. absolutely great stuff. If you checked out my video last week, I actually brought home those bigger books that were called Cover Girls and Cover Girls, well, Volume 2, essentially, or just, I think it was just Cover Girls 2. But regardless, he wrote and did the art in this book, and this is one of the series that kind of got me onto his stuff. There was another book that he did as well called Carmen on Image Comics not too long ago that was really good, and I really like this, and that's what led me to get the Cover Girls. And just like, I like the art, the stories, and everything in here as well. Just good stuff from Gilliam March. Definitely worth checking out. And yeah, so just a couple extra little goodies that I picked up here along the way. Now, also, one of the other things, I got a couple other things that came here in the mail as well. And you know what? Like, the one I'm most excited about, is one of my favorite artists right now, doing a lot of, like a couple of books that I read. Really only a couple of books that I know of. But has been doing a lot of art, and I share a lot of it on Twitter and even Instagram. Very good stuff. But that is one of my favorite artists. That is Corin Howell, and she did this book recently, where she was I think she was selling these like at New York Comic Con when she was there. But she did this, and it's even signed there. But then you get in here, and it's all of her the art that she's done for this character she calls Lilith. Just really good stuff here in the art. I like the black and red, and the white. It's just freaking phenomenal. Just really good stuff. But got this in, and it's just kind of one that she put together, just a bunch of different pictures that you can go check her Instagram or even her Twitter, where you've probably seen me share these if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, where she does just a lot of these absolutely great pieces of art with this character that she just kind of made up. And the thing that I really like is, like, in case you guys have seen me wear those shirts, the Soska Sisters shirts, I wish Corin Howell would get a line of shirts done from the people over at Fast Custom Shirts, where the Soska Sisters get their shirts done, because they pretty much specialize, like, all the t-shirts are black, and then they have usually have red and white on them as like the art and everything. And obviously they use the black as the t-shirt. Hopefully you get that. But they do some absolutely great work, and there's some very good quality shirts as well. Like, the print on them stays nice for a long time. I've had the ones like for probably a couple years at this point, and the prints are still really nice on them, and I wear them quite often. I would love to see her pieces of art on here on some t-shirts, and selling those. Maybe I should email her about that or something, as a fan. Be like, hey, I'm just saying, because I think it would be absolutely great, and I think it would sell like gangbusters, because I'm telling you, just all of the different art in this book, man. I absolutely love it, man. It's just like, it's just fire, bro. It's just great. It's just great. Great stuff. Like, see? Like I said, it's all the same character. Pretty much all the same character, but it's great. And she has other characters that she throws in there as well. And the thing is, like, she also does like the art on this series that I've been reading on Vault Comics called Shadow Service. Really, like, I'm not even, you guys, if you guys know me here on the channel, I'm really not into like a lot of the magic stuff and like werewolves and vampires and all that, but like, I'm not really into a whole lot of that shit, right? But it's so funny, because this book, Shadow Service, written by Kevin Scott, is really good, and it's got like all the shit in there that I'm normally like, yeah, I'm not really into it, that it's just well written enough. And then it's got Corin Howell's art in there that is just, man, I'm telling you, I like it. It's a great combination. Shadow Service on Vault Comics. Check it out. I would say go to her website at renpin.com and pick you up a copy of this. You can see right there, renpin.com. You can see that. No, this isn't a paid advertisement. I just fucking love her work. I would say you could go there and pick up a copy, but you can't. I told you. If you're following me on Instagram or Twitter, I told you, I shared it. I know I definitely shared it on Twitter. I said, make sure you go get this shit. You better go order your copy. I got I got it. I got mine. Did you get yours? If you didn't, it's too late, bro. It's too late. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. So yeah, that came in the man. That's one. Like I was really glad when that one came in, man. I'm telling you, love Corin Howell's work. It's absolutely great, absolutely great stuff. But then I got this this other thing came in the mail as well. This other thing came in the mail as well. I was like, you know what? Like maybe like I need to just like make a video, like getting these books and taking a shit on them. But this is the Boom Studios Berserker. This is the hardcover, Volume 2. It finally came in. It finally came in. Fucking Volume 2, this piece of shit. And got that. And apparently they knew that they've been letting backers down and that they've been running their campaign so fucking shitty that they felt bad. And they sent us some art pieces as well. Look, this one's even signed by Mccann himself. Yay! Don't really care. Don't really care. After the way they've completely fumbled the ball with the Berserker fucking... with the whole Berserker campaign, you know what? I'm fucking done with it. Done. Yeah, don't care. Don't care. Don't even give a shit. Sorry, Keanu. Boom Studios made you look bad. They made you look bad, Keanu, but it's all good. It's all good. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you share the video out with your friends. Tell them to come hang out. If you like what you're seeing in this video, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you click the like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm, right? And also, you know, but definitely share it out with your friends. And, yeah, watch the ads. If any of those ads come up, watch them. Watch them. And if you do like what you're seeing here and you want to support the channel with your hard-earned dollars, one of the things I do for my channel members, you get into a giveaway for things like this. Some of the books that I go out there and crowdfund. The one I'm getting ready to give away next is Lady Death Necrotic Genesis. Yeah, this is part of the World War Death storyline that's been going on over at Coffin Comics here over this past year. And we're going to give a copy of this away. And oh, look at that. It's signed by Brian Pulido right there. It's signed by Brian Pulido. The last person, our last channel member, our last Myrtle Maniac who got one, he just got his, Lord Veedo, he just got his package in the mail the other day. I think he was pretty excited about it. Yeah, I think he was. So, yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Again, if you want to become a channel member, greatly appreciate it. Get some cool little member badges. We're gonna start doing some more member streams and things like that. I've talked about this here recently. Like here, I own my own business, and here over the past this last month, definitely of the years, especially in December, but even a little bit before that. But it's been like crazy the past few weeks. Is my business is like one of the busiest times of the year. One of the things I do. Oh, you can see some of them right back there. These gift baskets. We do a lot of gift baskets. Me and my kids, we put all the shit together. I go out and I sell them, and like people buy the shit up, and it's fucking great. It's great. And so we've been busy here over the past couple weeks, like every night, just busting out these gift baskets that I go out and sell. As you know, as part of my business, but like I'll put the shit together in the baskets, get them all, all the stuffing and everything in there, the snacks and shit, and then I hand them to my son. My son, he fucking takes them to my daughters, who they take and they get the cellophane all wrapped up, and they put the little ribbon on, they put the fucking bows on, and they fucking get that shit done. They send it back out to me, and then I do all the finishing touches. I spruce it up, and then I curl the little ribbons like I didn't on this one right here. See how they're not curled yet? That's part of my job. That's what I didn't do. And yeah, so that's what we've been busy doing the past, the past couple of weeks. Just been really busy with a lot of that. And then I just got an order in on Monday as well, and we had to basically work through all that shit at the same time. We're loading it into my truck. We got to start making fucking more gift baskets, and it's just been absolutely busy. It's been crazy. I absolutely love it. And I appreciate it for all like my customers and everything that I go out and see, their support. It definitely shows this time of year. And yeah, Yeah, absolutely great. And the sales have been having every day, you know, I sit there like, oh man, I wish I could have these kind of sales every day of the year. You know what? And it might be possible. I probably could. I probably could if I really went out and pushed it every single damn day. Every single damn day of the year. But it's not always possible every day of the year as well, especially getting my kids involved with it. But that's one of the things though. Is like my kids have been great and they're absolutely great. You know, the other day, you know, and look, here's the thing: is I'm not one of these people. If you know me, I'm definitely one of these people. Like I remember like back in the day when I used to get it, like when I used to be on like Facebook and shit, I'd be on there like you know how there's certain people out there and look, we all love our kids. Well, maybe not everybody, but we all like if you're a parent, you love your fucking kids. You want the best things for them. And chances are you're proud of your kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should be proud of your kids. You should love them. But the thing is, like, I see a lot of people, you know, they'll pray, they're constantly praising their kids. Like, oh, my kids, they made the honor roll list. They made the fucking, they got perfect attendance. And you know, like, a lot of this shit, like, I'm sitting there, like, you know what? I kind of feel like, you know, if you want to be happy, you know, whatever, you know, you want to church them up. But to me, I just feel like that's the minimum, right? Isn't that where they should just be at? Like, your kids, your children should have good attendance. They should have good grades. Why wouldn't they? Especially in school these days where all they have to do is fucking participate. And if you think that's bullshit, it's not. My son's teacher, like last year when they were in public school still, like literally said that. Like they don't even have to pass. They just have to fucking participate. They don't even have to learn shit. This guy put this. Anyway, so regardless, point being is, you know, and like I said, everybody loves their kids. You know, you want to church them up and, you know, feel good about it. But I feel like some people overdo it. They overpraise. I'm like, no, like that's the minimum. Like that's just what I expect of my goddamn kids. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your kids. You should be. I think a lot of people do, you know, or not a lot of people. Some people do it far too much, and it kind of makes me think that it's fake. But you know what, like. My kids like literally do, and I don't really ever say it enough. Like certainly not on the streams. And like, what the fuck? Like, what do you guys care how great my fucking kids are? You know. But I also don't always tell them like a lot as well. But the thing is, like, they know though. You know what I mean? Because like I was sitting there even telling them after what happened the other day. But I really am proud of my kids because they're the fucking best kids in the world. They're well behaved. They're smart. They fucking help me with my business. They help me, like when I get freight in, they help me work the freight. They help me load the shit up. They help me price it. They help me do these fucking baskets. You know, just earlier this year, they helped me build a new fucking fence in our backyard. There isn't anything that my kids, you know, like I said, my kids they're not special or anything, but you know what, like if some shit was to go down, like I would want my kids right there by my side because I know that I could count on them to do everything they fucking could for whatever it is we're doing. You know, if the shit popped off tomorrow, there's nobody else I would want in my corner more. Because I know they're good at listening, I know they're good at following direction, and I know they're good at thinking for themselves and taking initiative as well. You know, and I love it, and I think it's great. But the other day we were going to the comic shop, you know, on Tuesday, you know, my kids were getting ready to go to music lessons, and we were walking into the shop, and the owner's like, he's like, man, you know what? He's like, your kids are the best, man. He's like your kids are the best. Like and he said exactly. He's like they're really well behaved. They're nice. They're polite. And he's like shit, man. He's like he's like I've honestly never seen anybody else come in with their kids like that at their age. You know, like hearing shit like that makes me feel good and it makes me feel fucking proud because that's what I want. Like there's not a whole lot of fucking things that I ask of my fucking kids, but like that's what I want. I want them to be well behaved. You know? I want to be nice and respectful and courteous to motherfuckers, right? And just everything that they are, you know? And it made me think about even this time when like before my son was even here, when it was just my daughters. And one time we went to the movie theater. And we're sitting there watching a movie, and after the movie ended, this old couple came up to us as the credits were rolling. Because I sit there through the fucking credits of all the movies, not just fucking Marvel movies. I've done that shit forever. And these old people came up. They were just like in the next row up from us and down a few seats. They're like, and they said, "Excuse me, when we got here and we seen you had your kids, we were just gonna leave because like normally the kids are all loud, but your kids were all quiet and they were really great during the whole movie. We didn't even hear a sound out of them, and like they were just all happy and everything, And I'm like, well, shit, like my motherfucking kids get all loud in the goddamn theater. I'm gonna hate it way more than you are, lady. Okay? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But yeah, man, I don't think, and here's the thing is, I don't think when a lot of parents say that they love their kids and they're fucking proud of their kids, I don't think that there's a lot of people that are faking. I think a lot of people are goddamn serious. But like me, everything that I've seen my kids do, everything that I've asked them to do, and just the things that they can do, I don't think there's anything that I couldn't ask them to do, or a task or something and give them to do that they wouldn't eventually get good at and excel at, especially with, helping, obviously guide them and help show them the way and shit like that. No, like I said, nobody else I'd rather have on my side. They're the greatest, man. I fucking love my kids to death. They're the best. They really are. But anyway, let's get into the live chats here, see what everybody's talking about here. See, we've got some very good people. We've got my man Daniel Fisher, James Jimenez in the building. We've got Mike Stanshill Porter, Star Wars MCU-OG. Oh shit, we've got RC Scott in the building as well. Lucas Texvenger. We got Aaron from Strange Marvel Theories with a 17-month Myrtle variant. Yeah. 17-month member chat says, much love, fam. Well, thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here, Aaron. I hope all's going well with you. I know the other day you messaged and said things were going a little bit rough right now. Hope all is going well with you. Mike Stanshill Porter with a 29-month member chat says, thanks for all you do. The Prince of Positivity. Yes, thank you so much, Mike Porter. Greatly appreciated. One of the Myrtle Maniacs. Woo! And we got Lucas Texvenger with a $5 super chat. Says, someone show some love to your boy Myrtle. All right. We'll let him know. Well, like, he don't get the super chats. No, I'm kidding. He no. No, he can. Yeah, the super chats he can get to. The direct donations not so much. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Let's see what you're all saying. I just took my sleeping pill. Why do you take your sleeping pill? You're purposely trying to fall asleep on us. All right. I feel like I took one. I need to take Trent's advice and get more sleep when I can. You have to. You got to get it in when you can. And you got the most important thing is getting it in. You got to get the full sleep. Get the full sleep. I know sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. Maybe I got to go tinkle. Yeah, I said tinkle. So I wake up, I go do it, and go right back to sleep. Sometimes it's kind of hard to. So like sometimes maybe like you slept maybe not enough hours or maybe just the right amount where you wake up and you lay back down. Like a lot of times when I feel that way, what I do is I keep my eyes closed when I go to the restroom. I have the lights on and everything so I can see that, make sure, you're aiming and you get it where it's going, and just like I'll keep my eyes closed. You can tell from sound after that. You can tell by the sound after that, and I'll sit there, and like with my eyes closed. So then my eyes don't like adjust to the light and everything. And I get all woke up and shit, so I can go back in the room and go back to sleep. But sometimes it doesn't happen. And that's usually when I'll sit there and I'll just turn on the little light and sit there and like read a comic book and shit, cause like, usually laying down and reading like that's usually pretty good at making me fall back asleep. It is. Yeah. You gotta get the sleep. Yeah. It's 8:30. It's 8:30 there. It's 2 a.m. in the East. It's not that bad, Mike. It's not that bad. Not that bad yet. A few minutes. Yeah, it was a few minutes. Yeah. Oh, the kids have strep. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, he's drinking some good brews. Yeah, the Prince of Positivity and the and the King of Krispy Kreme. Oh man, yeah, yeah, that sucks, man. Yeah, it always sucks too when the kids are sick. Yeah, cracked open 3 from New York State box. Need to grab another. Oh man, yeah. You know what? I wasn't doing some 12-ounce curls. You know what I was doing yesterday was I was doing all kinds of different curls. I was working out yesterday, and yeah, cause like in case you guys weren't here the other day, one of the things I was saying, like I've been writing less, just been colder out, and just as busy as I've been and everything with the gift baskets and all that bullshit. Just haven't had the time to really get out and ride, and doing all that. But so since I've been slowing down there, one thing I've been doing is I started picking up the weights again, doing some more strength training. And the other day, last week, man, last Wednesday, I was doing back and biceps, right? I went and I did back and biceps, like, because the first day was chest, shoulders, and triceps. And believe me, I even kind of went heavy. I did some extra sets for my shoulders, and I got done. I was like all good. By the time Wednesday come around, I was like all right. Went and I did back and biceps. Well, I worked out my biceps, and like I swear, like I was lifting weights. I'm like, doing the workout using weights, like the weights that I would normally use for working out. That like, and I was doing them. Like it wasn't too bad. By the end of the workout, I was feeling pretty tired. I was feeling the weight of the workout by the end, but then I'm telling you, like the next day and for like the next, like I obviously went too hard because like I couldn't even like to fully extend my arm. It hurt, but yeah, like it completely blasted. I'm like, dude, like I wasn't like struggling through my workout and everything. I didn't like push it hard. I wasn't sitting here like being fucking like shit. I can do it. I was just working out, and like I'm telling you, man, I felt it like for days. And then by the time the thing is, then I went and I did my leg workout. A couple days later was legs and back, right? So I was sitting there and doing legs and on my legs. And that's the thing. Is like when you even riding bikes, you go out there, put in hours, put in miles on the bike and everything. It doesn't really matter by the time you actually lift weights. You're concentrating, on each muscle, in the movements and shit like that. Like really just focusing on that with weight. Like it doesn't take much. So I did my legs and back workout, and I kind of took it easy, took it light on the weights. On legs and back, and even still, like I was like, man, my legs were still feeling it for a couple of days, but not as bad as my arms were, because by the time legs and back today came up, my arms were still fucking hurting. Yeah, like I went too far, like I obviously went a little bit too hard, but it didn't feel like it. That's the thing. I was saying that, like I said, I wasn't struggling with it, but by the end, anyway, regardless. But that's one of the things is that I kept working out though, and that's one of the things that you got to do when that kind of shit happens is and that's why like this week when I did my back and biceps yesterday, yesterday. I was like, I took it a little bit easier. I'm like, no, because I want to be able to work out again, in a couple days, and plus, like if it was that bad, it would be that bad if I lifted the same weights this week. You know what I mean? So I took a little bit easier. But even still, my arms, feeling it. Yeah, that's the kind of curls I was doing. Yeah, I'm the Duke of Wicked. You're the Duke of Wicked. What? I meant to think. It means to say supernatural. What? Who's supernatural? What? I'm gonna write a werewolf story, and you will like it. Yeah. I don't know. If you have one of those graphic novels missing, check the Family Dog. It might have stashed in his Dirty Dog magazines. Yeah. I've got a few. Well, I don't really have a lot of. I'll get books that have boobies on the covers, but I don't really have ones that have smut on the inside. No. You know what? curiosity killed the cat one time, and I ordered one of those books in at the from the comic shop, and yeah, it no. Definitely I talked about it here on stream before. Nah. If I do another one like that, it'd definitely not be from those people. It was pretty yeah, the content was a little disturbing. It was a little disturbing. Yeah. It's like, I'm back. Yeah, there you go. RC Scott got his story in there. Here, we'll pin that. Go check out RC Scott's story on Amazon.com. I'll give you an algorithm. Yeah. I bet. My super chat was supposed to say, show some love to your boy Myrtle. Oh no, I got what you man of it. Yeah. I got you. Next month will be a year and a half. I've been with you. Sorry, some beaches. Yeah, man. Time flies. Time flies when we're having fun. Yeah. These people are living through their minor scholastic achievements of their kids because their lives have no meaning. We're go home and die. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. That's pretty much what everybody does. But I mean, at least make sure you enjoy it. At least make sure you enjoy it. And if you have the kids, make sure you raise them good. All I see is kids are the best, not ours. Yeah. Not yours, mine. Mine used to like, nah. Yours are fucking probably booger eaters. No, there's always that kid in class, though, right? There's always the booger eater kid in class, right? Don't act like you didn't have a booger eater kid in class. I know you did. Everybody had the booger eater kid in class. There might have been a booger eater girl, too. Oh, man, that's funny. That's right. Love the children's. Yeah. Yeah. Watched y'all build that fence. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Sorry, son. Sorry, Sunshine kids are. Yeah, they are. Yeah, sorry. Dixie says they built that fence faster than a bunch of meth head Amish building a barn. They did. They were pretty quick. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Yeah. They're pretty fast. Yeah, from the loins of Trinity. We got Aglax in the building. Says they built that fence. They built that fence on rock and roll. Yeah. Oh man, thank you so much for being here, Aglax. I hope all's going well. Did he just tell me a story about using the Force to tinkle? Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. You want to have Christmas plans made already? I don't. We're probably gonna be here. Be at the house chilling, ain't got really anything planned. Like, I'm gonna be working and shit. I'm gonna be working because like I said, like today I went and I picked up more fucking gift baskets. Like check this shit out. Like, see, so you got all these different kinds of gift baskets and shit. We've got to get these things fucking filled with snacks. Get these things filled with snacks, and then it's gonna look like that. It's gonna look a little better than that though. But yeah, full of snacks and shit. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna be. That's what I'm gonna be doing from here till like the 20, probably like all through the 24th till through next Saturday. That's what I'm gonna be doing. Like tomorrow, I'm probably gonna wake up in the morning, do what I can, do a workout, and then I'm gonna throw all my shit in my truck, and I'm gonna go sit at the street corner, a couple miles away here from the house. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna fucking sell gift baskets all goddamn day. Be sitting there making them up. People are gonna drive up and they're gonna buy them shits. I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be good. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on Sunday. And then what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do the same thing on Monday, but not here. Maybe down. I'm going to go down up in the canyons, and there's like this little place there. There's like this road. It's like perfect on the side of the road where I can go and park, and people can go up and buy my shit. Yeah. And then Tuesday, it's probably going to be about the same. Yeah. It's going to be busy. It's going to be good, though. It's going to be good. Yeah, liver and steroids. Yeah, hell yeah. Fucking liver king status. Liver king status, baby. Yeah. A few days ago, I helped a gentleman. Work requires a specific liquor. I ended up finding them another liquor they had been looking for. There you go. Yeah. So they were handing me a Goose Island Bourbon, kind of 50% alcohol stout. Nice. Yeah. It's wild that GI. What? At Av and Bev is banning the OG Claiborne location in every era for real. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know you guys are talking about beer something. You're talking about something like that. Just looking for the okay. Okay, you guys are talking about alcohol. Okay, yeah. I took my evening meds. That's all I can say about that. Are you seeing things, Mike? He's like, huh? Oh man, that's funny. James Jimenez says, I was that kid. Oh, you were the booger. You were the booger. That's funny. That's funny. Like some kids do it. Some kids do it. That's gross. That shit's gross. But like, really, is it any worse than like, say when you're congested and you and that shit goes down? You know, the mucus goes down. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. But it's not like I'm trying to do it. Like the fact that you pick it and you put it back in. That's what's gross. Like if you just went and shot down your throat. Hey, no harm, no foul. Oh man. Trinity, please do not throw shit in your truck. No, I'm not gonna literally gonna throw shit. I'm gonna throw all my snacks and everything. I'm gonna get my tables. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna get my canopy. I'm gonna get my canopy. I'm gonna fucking set up shop. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. You know what I might actually have to do? Depends on how cold it is. I might actually have to take some shit where I could sit there and like do like maybe because I'll have to work out in the morning before I go. I gotta have to do something to keep warm out there, you know. And that's the thing is like having to constantly move to keep warm and shit because it's a little bit cool. Like it's cool out. It's not cold, but if you just stand there and not doing nothing like a dickhead, like you're gonna get cold. You're gonna get cold. You gotta keep the blood flowing. It's going to be cold for Christmas in the East. Oh, yeah, I bet it is. Pointy boogers are the worst. Yeah. Like, I mean, you sit there and you're like it's in your nose and it scrapes that shit. You're like, oh. Like that? Yeah. I know. Oh, man. Yeah. So I'm going to be busy doing that. But then also, on Tuesday, I actually start a new job. I start another job. On Tuesday. And I'll be working like freaking like way early morning. So I'll be having to go to sleep like way early in the evening. Way early. It's going to be crazy. But anyway, so I did get some other comics this week. Like, I actually, you know what? I did something. And, you know, I'm not sure if you guys saw Chillmonger. He might still be live. Chillmonger was live earlier. And he asked me to go on his stream. I just couldn't because I was gonna go live earlier tonight, but just got home busy doing other shit and didn't get a chance to. And so I didn't get a chance to make his stream because I had to get Trailer Park Live here started for you good people. But one of the things, like I did something he asked me to. He's like, go support this book, go check it out. So I was like, okay, I don't buy Marvel books, but Chillmonger told me to. I went out and I checked out this Photon, Monica Rambeau's Photon, issue number 1 here on Marvel Comics. Yeah, I know it's been a while. It's been a while since I bought one of these. You weren't kidding, James. It's been a while since I bought a book, but this one's you can see the people here who made this book. You know, I went ahead and went out and bought this. And I don't know. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't great. We get caught up with Monica Rambeau here. And when we see her, in case you don't know anything about her, you get here to like what is it, like the fourth let's see. Yeah, open up there. You got one little page of the. You get like a little page of the sea here, a little bit of a story, and then you get an ad with the an ad with Stan Lee on there as well, and then you get another ad, and then you get the second page. You get a picture of Monica Rambeau. I mean, like they should have just. They could have. You know what? I wouldn't have been mad if they used the same one on the. Mm-hmm. And then you go here and you flip to the next page, where we get this. We catch up with Monica and who she is. And in case you don't know anything about Monica Rambeau, after she goes to get a breakfast burrito, or what? No, it wasn't a burrito. What was it? It wasn't a breakfast burrito. A bodega bacon, egg, and cheese. Nothing beats a bodega bacon, egg, and cheese. So she goes there to get her bacon, egg, and cheese. And while she's there, then if you don't know anything about much about Monica, you get this nice old lady here that says, "Oh, you're the best. I know who you are," and she kind of catches you up with exactly who she is and what she does. Monica's back home, and then you get a little bit of we get some flashbacks here of her in some action. A little bit of flashback of her in some action with Thor there. And then, we get Wongers. We get Doctor Strange and Wongers. Yeah, we get some Doctor Strange and Wongers here. And I don't know. I mean, they end up fighting Hinge. Spider-Man shows up. We got this villain here, Hinge. And yeah. Naturally, after everything is said and done, Monica has to take off, and she has to go find herself. Altogether, I mean, this wasn't a terrible issue. It wasn't great either. I mean, it's got some callbacks to some of Eve Ewing's other books that she's done, that she's written. And, it gets you caught up with the history of the character if you don't know anything about her. The art at times is good. Other times it's like, it's a little bit iffy. But altogether, not a bad book. I probably wouldn't continue reading this series. I might read issue number 2. I might not buy it, but I might read it. I'll check it out at the shop. Not completely terrible. I think to me the writing felt like it was Kelly Thompson writing, and I know for some people that might be a good thing. That might come as a compliment. If I said, "Hey, like this Monica Rambeau photon," it very much felt like Kelly Thompson writing. It felt like reading Captain Marvel is what I'm saying. And like I said, some people might think that's a good thing. Again, let me emphasize that. Some people might think that as a good thing. Some people. Take that for what you will. Oh, you fucking son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You come in here motherfucking spamming my shit. At least show us your tits. And I went ahead, I seen when I was there doing comics. I seen this cover. I thought this cover was kind of cool, but it was also a new number 1. It was Invincible Iron Man number 1. That came out as well. And we get like, I don't think the art in here is terrible, but does that Iron Man right there, that Iron Man don't look like, I don't know, he looks a little too curvy in it. Even this one right here looks a little too curvy for what you should get, but I don't know. Maybe it's Aluminum Man. Maybe it was easy to bend all that iron and everything. I don't know. But anyway, we get this some flashbacks here of Tony Stark if you don't know much about him, but what's this, man? Why does that look like Tony Stark to you? What is that? Okay, let me ask you. Does that look like a man? And no, don't give me that fucking, like, oh, it's got a mustache. No. Does that look like a fucking man to you? Like, does it, like, right there. Right there. Right there. It looks like a, it looks like a woman. It looks like a, tell me that's not some female features. Tell me that's not some female features on that, on Tony Stark right there. Like, what the? Anyway, oh, look, we get a little fight there. Like, you know what that's from? That's what some West Coast Avengers right there. Iron Man, Wonder Man going at it. We get Tony here. You'll never guess. Tony's down on his luck. And so he's living in this apartment building. He's living in this apartment building, and shit. Of course, what happens? He fucks that up too. Place blows up, and he's upset with himself. You can see he's, a lady actually died. Of him. Riri's there. Riri's there as well. She's very smart. And, and then Tony gets attacked and he gets a little altercation. Again, I think this was another one. Like, I'm not a big Iron Man fan. I'm not huge into Iron Man either. So I'll tell you that right now. But this one, like, it was all right, I guess. If you're into Iron Man, maybe this would be a good one for you to check out. I don't know. It didn't particularly catch me. Which what's his name writing it? Dugan? Is it Jerry Dugan writing this one? He's an okay writer. This one I just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I need a little bit more out of both of the Iron Man and the Photon. Like, I feel like the Monica Rambeau Photon, like, it just kind of info dumped everything about her in the first issue, which, like, you want to get people into it and kind of get you familiarized with get them familiar with the character. But I feel like, I feel like there could have been a better way to do it than her being at a bodega talking about her burrito and some old lady saying, "Hey, I know you. You're the blah 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 blah," and goes through her full history and like just, I don't know. They both just seemed, I don't know, a little boring. Like the Monica Rambeau one, it info dumped a lot in that first issue, and then here in the Iron Man one, I almost feel like it didn't really give us much. Like, one came and gave us a little too much of the, like, one thing here where I feel like it could have been spread out, and then the Iron Man one felt like it didn't really give us a whole lot. Yeah. I don't know. But neither one of them terrible, neither one of them great. Just, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend either one. But that's just me. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Maybe I'm wrong. Thumbs down the video if I'm wrong. It's okay. I know Aglax is probably sitting in here probably in here doing the all fucking triggered, having a fucking heart attack. Fucking smashing the fucking thumbs down button. It's okay. I didn't like it. I just, I don't know. You know what I did like, though? Specs. Issue number 2 on Boom Studios. Writer David M. Booher doing this one. This is about some kids that ended up they got these glasses, right? They ordered some of those glasses. Remember from the old mail order catalogs, or or the comic books, that you would send in the little coupon, and they'd send you in send it with like a penny, and they would send you like the little X-ray glasses or whatever. Well, these ones are exactly that, and they grant wishes. And what they did in the first issue, like, there's a few things at play here. I mean, one of the things you can guess at play is like the writer David M. Booher, he's gay. I think he is anyway, pretty sure. But so he has characters in his stories that are gay. And I don't really care. Whatever. That's whatever. As long as it's part of the story and you can have it all in there and it's all good, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's part of the story and it's not like that's what it's necessarily all about. But this, in a way, I wouldn't say it's all about that, but there is an element to it that I'm like, yeah, I'm interested. It still got me interested because these kids are best friends. growing up back in the day here, I don't know, it's probably like 90s, probably late 80s, probably more like 90s. But you can see they're sitting here. They got these glasses and make some wishes. They wished this one kid that was kind of an asshole. He was kind of a bully. They made a wish, and the kid ended up disappearing. They don't know what happened to him. And here in issue number 2, we still see them dealing with just that because, like, holy shit, like, this kid's missing. Like, we got to get rid of these glasses. We can't do nothing. Like, we got to go to the fucking college. Like, what are we gonna do? And they thought it was weird because for like the first like couple of weeks or something, it was a couple of weeks or maybe a few days, like nobody said or did anything about the missing kid. Like holy shit, nobody misses this asshole like at all. They're like, that's kind of fucked up. And so they're like, they got this idea, like, hey, you know what? What if we wish him back? What if we wish him back? Well, supposedly one of them made the wish to wish him back, but like, I don't know. But there's a little bit more at play. Like I said, we see here that the two main characters, best friends, and the one of them likes the other one. But you don't know if the other one feels that way or not. You even get like especially in the first issue, you kind of get the feeling that the one kid is going to make the wish. You know what wish. You know what wish I'm talking about. But it's been a pretty good book so far in the first couple of issues. Specs issue number 2, Boom Studios. Definitely make sure you check it out. Like I said, I like it. Probably not for everybody. But I think it's kind of an interesting premise. The little x-ray glasses, they grant your wishes. Yeah. Plus, it's got covers by one of my favorite artists as well. Skylar Patridge. Absolutely great stuff. The next book on Boom Studios is Grimm, issue number 6. Stephanie Phillips returns with Flaviano, man. I'm telling you, like, Flaviano's art, I would say is definitely got a unique look to it. I know I first heard of Flaviano when did the Saska Sisters Black Widow No Restraints play. Very good stuff, and like you could see like some of it, like I don't know, it could be the style book and it could be the coloring as well. Like it's different. It's like evolved a little bit, but also it's different stories and different shit as well. Very interesting stuff going on here in Grimm as we're kind of getting more of this underground going on here as our main character is still trying to find out more of her roots and origin and exactly what is going on with her, because she don't know how she died. She's got these powers. She's able to do things she's not supposed to be able to do, and that's what we're here in the story trying to she's trying to figure out. Very good stuff here out of this series so far. I think issue number 6 it was pretty good, but I also kind of feel like it almost feels like it was kind of that midpoint too. Like you got a story going on and there's like book like kind of like some filler. I feel like there was some filler here. Not bad, but I feel like this one was a little bit filler, but I have been enjoying the series and just interested to see where it's going to go with the whole rest of this one. The next one I got was Art Brute on Image Comics. This is another one from the creators of Ice Cream Man and W. Maxwell Prince, Martin Morazzo. And this one actually has a different colorer, but Brian O'Halloran actually does some of the colors. Does some color assists on here, backup colors on here as well. Matt Lopez is doing the colors, but letters are by good old Neon as well. And this one, again, just you can tell Martin Morazzo's art a mile away. Very good stuff in here. And now this book right here is about like there's like this art museum. And they have the Mona Lisa there being displayed. Well, they get there, and all of a sudden, like the Mona Lisa's eyes are winking, like it's down instead of open, right? And so, the curator is like freaking out. So they reach out to this guy named Art Brute to come in, and well, we don't really know. He's an expert, and they want to call him in. But the thing is, like, he's a fucking crazy guy. He's locked up. It looks like he's locked up in an insane asylum. And so they let him out for this special project where he's going to come in and take a look at this painting and hopefully figure out what's going on with the Mona Lisa and why she's blinking. I don't know. I'm interested to see where this goes, man. Like, W. Maxwell Prince, like, he's good at writing some creepy stories. I feel like Ice Cream Man stuff is like, it's not quite as creepy and unsettling as it used to be, but I feel like that's also too, like, I feel like there's a larger story playing out in Ice Cream Man, which we'll talk about here in a minute as well. But Art Brut is something a little bit different. It's not that creepy kind of horror that you get out of Ice Cream Man. It's something a little bit different, and I do like it, and I'm interested to see where it's going with that. But let me know if you checked out Art Brut down in the comments below, and I'll talk about the next one that I was going to talk about, which was Ice Cream Man. This is issue number 33, again, from the same team that I was just talking about that did Art Brut. W. Maxwell Prince, Martin Morazzo, Brian O'Halloran, Chris O'Halloran. Brian O'Halloran was he was the guy from Clerks. Chris O'Halloran, my bad. Working on this series right here, and I've really enjoyed this series ever since I first picked it up. But here they always do like he always does some like weird creepy shit, and like here you can see like what they're doing here. Like up here you get this panel, and then down here you get a different one where he's basically, this whole comic book is like, the kind of story I want to tell you, like I want to write like stories about this and that, this great stuff that's just so positive and uplifting and just like really great and colorful, but what I write is like blah blah blah, and it's all dreary and creepy and weird, pretty much. And that's like what goes on through a lot of this book as we follow this character through his life in this story. Just very good stuff in the, like this one right here. I feel like they were back on like W. Maxwell Prince, and was back on it with his stories and storytelling in here, but not with something that's like overly creepy or horrific, just an odd and weird situation, and especially in the way that the whole story is told as a whole. Just great stuff out here. Definitely one of the better issues that has come out lately, and he's actually had a couple of good ones coming out of Ice Cream Man here over these, past handful of issues, where I do still feel like he's dialed back a little bit. He's kind of dialed back some of the creepiness and weirdness that they had in the beginning of the series. But that's just if you ask me. It's just if you ask me. But anyway, let's talk. Let's get into some other stuff. Oh, you know what? I got a couple other comic books that I got as well. But look, I also picked this up right here too. Check this out. The Resistance Universes, a trade paperback, The Origins, and what this has in it is what is this thing? It was $19.99, and what it has in there is it includes the Resistance, the original series, the 1 through 6. It's got the Resistance Reborns, the Resistance Uprising #1, Moths #1, Erratic #1, and Knighted #1. The Joneses #1 and Erratic Recharged #1. So it's got like all these issue #1s in here that kind of kicked off this whole series, this whole universe, this whole shared universe in AWA Upshot. Now there's some that aren't on here that I really wish were, but I mean they take place in that universe, but like they're not exactly, I wouldn't say they're necessarily exactly tied to it, because there's like a Red Border that came out that was really good. It was like one of my favorites that they did. But there was also Archangel 8 that came out as well. I didn't see it on here as well, but Archangel 8 was another one of my favorites they'd done on AWA Upshot. And then even ones like Hotel, it's not on here, but it feels like it's in that same kind of universe as well. And Hotel is very much almost like it's almost like the Ice Cream Man one kind of book too. Like some creepy shit goes on in there. But yeah, went ahead and picked that up as well, and it's a pretty thick book. It's a pretty thick book, for $19.99. Yeah, I couldn't bitch about that. I couldn't bitch about it. Let's see, we also got Maverick Pilgrim up in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you go check out Maverick Pilgrim's channel, man. Looking forward to Sunday, my man. Looking forward to Sunday. Air Spider 23, thank you so much for being here. We also got Polyhedral Paradise, my man, in the building. Tim's Talk. Oh, Tim's Talk. Was it you that brought in? Brought in the sex bots? Was it you? It must have been Jason. Jason stepped in the building and the sex bots came in. We got Tim's Talk in the building. He says, on your left. What's up, Tim's Talk? Tim's Talk, how many profiles you got? Didn't I see you over in Chillmonger stream earlier, too? I swear you had a different avatar, though. I saw you had a different profile picture. I swear you did. I swear you did. At Trinity, by the way, I met me a wham and a nice tech savvy creative one. Oh, cute to boot. Nice. All right, there you go. There you go. Are you gonna show her your O face? Oh. Woo woo woo. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, man. Nice. Oh yeah. I eat breakfast burritos every day, so now I am going to go out and accidentally get cosmic powers. Yeah. Yep. Just from that. Just from that, you'll get it. Yeah, effing bots. When a comic book about a person reading a comic book. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And it's almost like the never-ending story. Yeah. Yeah, you got the snipe. Yeah, thanks for sniping. Yeah, we got it. Had to step away from. Oh, Daniel Fisher got the excuses. All right. Yeah, he's like, oh, just step away from him. Yeah. Right. You know what I need to? You know what I need to do? I need to go out. I need to go out and get a new set of glasses. But I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. I want to like see how like I kind of got my 5 o'clock shadow going on right now. I want to grow it out just a little bit more, and then I want to start doing some parody videos, being Nick Mimmin. You guys know Nick Mimmin? He's one of those YouTube guru guys here on YouTube. But I want to do a little video, just like I want to put on my little glasses and be like, I'm not Nick Mimmin. I'm going to tell you guys 5 tips right now that you need to do to grow your channel. Yeah. There you go. I'm fucking Nick Mimmin. No, I'm not Nick Mimmin. That's what I'm saying. I'm not Nick Mimmin. Because he's a bald son of a bitch, too. That's why I'm saying that. He's a fucking bald motherfucker. I am Iron Man. Yeah. Trinity does not like the Starks. No. Tony Stark is barely a hero. He's barely a hero. It's a man, baby. You may be right. It doesn't. I know it didn't. It looked like a very. You know what? Maybe it was a very femme man. I don't know. Maybe he's a twink. Maybe he looked a little. I don't know, man. It's pretty bad. No, elaborate. What's the wish? Oh well, the wish. The wish would be that he's gonna wish that his friend would, because he don't know, like, because the kid's gay. He has a gay form, and the wish would be that he hopes that his friend would fall in love with him, because he loves him. That's the wish. Yo. Yeah. The cover looks out. Oh, which cover was it? Yeah, the sex bots follow you. Oh, the Resistance one? Yeah, the Resistance one is good. This one? Yeah. This one's really good. I like that. That one. That's a good one. Yeah. Lumberg fucked her. Grow your channel, yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm totally going to do the Nick Mimmin thing. I'm going to totally do the Nick Mimmin thing. I'm going to give you 5 tips to grow your channel. I'm going to tell you the 5 biggest mistakes that every YouTuber makes when they're first starting out and how you can avoid them. Yeah, that's... Yeah. You imitating him? Yeah, imitating. Oh man, that's funny. I too am a bald son of a bitch. Hell yeah. Random Brad Creator says Werewolf by Night was pretty cool. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. It was. Like, I thought the Werewolf by Night show, is that what you're talking about? The Werewolf by Night show that they did? It was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good one. I wish they would do more like it. The only thing is, like, you'll know this too, Random Brad. Is like, it's just overproduced. It's overproduced because, like, they got fancy cameras now, shit, and they're shooting in the volume. Stop shooting in the volume. And you get in there, and like it's just overproduced. Like you can see, because they, like I said, they've got newer cameras on. Shit looks too crisp, too clean, too, you know, all that. You know, like it needs to look gritty. It needs to look grittier. It needs to look grittier. Yeah, but that's it. That's just if you ask me. I could be wrong. I've been wrong about stuff before. A couple of times I've been wrong about some stuff. But not usually. Where's it gonna? Let me see. Where is it? Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, I think Werewolf by Night was a pretty good one. And you know what's funny is, like, I remember saying a while back too, before they even said they were going to do the special presentation thing. But one of the things I said, like, I've felt like one of the things they should do is give us a good, like, well produced, like, you know, just give us 1 hour. And I've said even that thing, like one shots, you know, like a little one shot story where maybe they're shooting something else and they have like the people together or whatever. Like they could just do like a good, well produced show that's maybe about 45 minutes to an hour long, that is just like a situation happening with a certain characters that's maybe going to lead into another show or lead on, you know, just obviously lead into another show or another movie, or maybe some sort of thing like that. The like some meaningful shit, but just crammed into like a nice little hour show that's good. And I think, you know, and then they came up with the special presentations. I'm like this is exactly what I was talking about. And apparently they're going to do more of it now, which is a good thing. They need to. And you know, and I know a lot of people bitch about the shows anyway, but for me, generally, I'll tell you, fucking TV shows suck. Anyway, they're meant to do exactly what these TV shows are doing. Meant to fucking drag on, give you a little bit of, put you a little bit of salt on there to take with it, and that's really about it. I need some salt on my fries, man. See if anybody knows that shit. That was the salt on my fries, man. Anyway, sorry. You may not know that one. That was some funny shit. If you know that one, like if RC Scott's in here, he probably knows the salt on my fries thing. He probably knows the salt on my fries bit. But yeah. I think the shows are been, yeah, I don't know. Which I was thinking about as I was thinking about this video that I want to do, and I was kind of scripting some shit out, and there was something I fucking thought about. Oh man, I thought of this thing was. Give me a minute. You, you made me spit take. That's funny. Mistake number 1, making crap content. Now I'll say, here's my tip for you. Imitating, yeah. Well, this guy, his name is Nick Mimmin, so would it be imitating? I don't know. Imitating. I don't know. Either way, it's funny. The volume needs to be turned down to 7. What volume? Oh, yeah. I'm saying you got me. You got me there. Yeah, the volume. You know what? They just need to stop shooting that. Because, like, remember a few weeks ago I was talking about Andor. I haven't finished it, but I was sitting there like, dude, like it's shot so beautifully. It looks so great. Like this is like the first time I've seen him use the volume, and it looked good. And everybody in the chat's like, they didn't use it. They didn't shoot in the volume, you dumb son of a bitch. And I'm like, what? And yeah, they didn't shoot anything in the volume, and that's why it looks so goddamn good. Because they didn't shoot it in the volume. It looks good. Get out of the volume. You need to scrap that shit. Just take take a wrecking ball to the whole fucking, you know what? Call in fucking Thanos and tell him to fucking come bomb that shit. Tell Thanos to come bomb that shit because it looks fucking terrible. Just blow up the whole studio and start over again. Imminently. Can we hook up on an 8mm for YouTube videos? I don't know. You know what? There's a way. There's a way, damn it. There's a way you could. I'm sure there's a way you could. There's a way we could do it. You're right. I like the aesthetic of Werewolf, but it needs more film grain, something like that. It needs to be shot on 35. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like you need to use old equipment for it. And that's the you can't do it with any of the little filters they put on anything. You can't add that shit. Like you just can't. You can't recreate that thing. And that's why I say it's just overproduced. It's overproduced. Like, but I mean, other than that, it looked okay. They got away with a lot because it was black and white. The special presentation totally feels like the CBS special presentation bumper from the early 80s. Yeah. Definitely. Aaron says, give us more She-Hulk. Talk about cinema gold. Oh, man. No. Missed the old 80s HBO pre-roll myself. Yeah, I was gonna say, to me, that's what I thought. I thought it looked similar to the HBO one as well. It looked similar to the HBO one as well. With remember the HBO one where the camera would go down through the little models. Was it a model? Was it a real city? I'm pretty sure it was a model. But it'd go all through the city and shit. And then go into the mountains. And then it was like you were in the HBO was a spaceship. And you went into the O and the things were all circling around. Yeah. Remember that? Do they ever show that anymore? Like, that was the shit, man. Like that's how you, like, that right there is how you get ready to show a motherfucking movie on your TV station. Is you have an intro like that and people are like, holy shit, look at this, man. This is fucking cool, man. You got the little mom. Yeah. I'll never forget that. Like that they should still use it. They should still use that exact same one to this day. And don't try to recreate that shit. You can't recreate it. If you're going to make another one, just make another one altogether. It can't be the same thing. You're going to ruin it. Like they're doing all the movies these days that they're rebooting and making sequels for fucking 30 years later. You're going to ruin it. Just stop. Just make a new one. Or use the old one. Yeah. What about the salted nuts? How do we order those, Trent? Oh, those you go here. Let me get that here. Get that here for you. No, come on. Those you can get by going to this website right here. If you go to this website right here, you can go there, mountainman.com. It's going to take you to my personal store. And when you go, you can sign up, create an account there, and make sure, before you order, make sure that you put, it's going to ask you for a distributor. Put me in there. It's going to take you to my little page first. That's going to take you to my little page there. And then make a profile, put me as your distributor. And if you ever order anything from there, I get credit for it. Or you could go check. You can check out peanutpeddler.com, but I haven't set myself up for shipping or anything yet through my website. I could. I just haven't yet because we're not really supposed to do that. Because the company does that for us, and a lot of times it's better for them to do some of it anyway. Because especially like if you're ordering chocolate, they have all the shit there to ship with it, and plus they're also prepared for it. They're also prepared. They're also set up for all the shipping and everything too. But I mean, if you want me to mail it to you, I can mail you some. Just get a hold of me. Just let me know. What the fuck is the volume? The volume, Aaron, it's like this, like a technology. It's essentially a soundstage or stagecraft. And what it is I think it's Lucasfilm, was it them that came up with it? But basically what it is here's the thing is it's a fucking film studio. It's like a studio like where they shoot at and shit. Like a big old sound stage, but what they've got instead of using green screen is they've got big fucking television screens. They've got like this big like I don't know. It's probably not LED. Maybe it is, but like big old, basically a TV screen behind them, so they don't have to do like digital, backgrounds and all that shit, green screening and all that. Like they got the fucking big old TV screen behind them, and they've got, they'll have props and shit in front of them. They'll, put whatever else they got, to kind of make up, but it's largely the background and shit like that. And the thing is, it sucks because for me, when I watch it, I can tell every goddamn time it looks like you got somebody standing in front of a goddamn TV acting. You can see like the backlit bullshit. It looks like shit. You go watch that Love and Thunder bullshit movie. It looked like shit. Some of the stuff looked cool, but a lot of it was filmed on that same shit and it looks like shit. You go watch like The Mandalorian. You go watch Kenobi. It was really bad in Kenobi in some spots. And then even like any of these other shows except for Andor, they look like shit. Because what they like, the best it looks is in like Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett, like when they're actually in the city, when they've got big fucking buildings basically covering up the screen for the most part, because every time you see it, it's in there. You can notice it. I'm telling you, it looked like, and there's like the one, I think it was one of the ones with like the Ahsoka thing where they were fucking sitting there fighting. It was like the fucking, you could tell it was like a whole Japanese movie bullshit, like samurai movie. Like it looked like shit. It looked like shit. I'm sitting here watching somebody fucking act in front of a TV screen and it looks like it. God damn it. There's nothing wrong with green screen technology before. It worked just fine. And it looks even better if you just go out to practical locations. I get that it's more expensive, but it looks better than the bullshit that... Ugh. I bet y'all didn't even think I was going to get triggered about that, huh? Damn, we get talking about the volume for long enough. Yeah, salty nuts. Nuts. Kung Pao is what I thought about. Oh, Kung Pao. Oh yeah, Kung Pao. That movie. I haven't watched that in a while. That's funny. Yeah, posted in chat. Yeah. Let's watch it live. Watch what live? What are we watching? Watch what live? You're nuts. Star Wars is always pioneering, cool movie, magic volume, everything. Turn the motherfucking volume up as well. Yeah, no. Turn that shit down. Get rid of the volume. Get rid of the volume. Like I hate the volume so much. I hope. No, I'm not. No, that's fucked up. No, I better not say it. I'll get one. I'll get banned if I say it. People are like, oh my god, you can't say that. I was gonna say, like, they need to 9/11 that shit. It was an inside job. Oh man, yeah. Seriously though, fuck the volume, man. It looks like shit. Yeah, peanut peddler. Yeah. No TV screen. Yeah. No, it looks like shit. It looks like shit. Silver Ogre, thank you so much for being here. I hope all's going well with you. But if they shoot it on location, that might actually touch grass. Right, that's true. But they did. That's what I was saying. You probably missed earlier. I was talking about Andor. Well, I wasn't really talking about Andor because like I still got to do the video. But Andor. When I was talking about Andor when I watched it, I think it was like the 6 episodes I seen. I only missed the last 2, but I was like, oh no, maybe it was that. Yeah, I don't know. Was it 10 then? Because I think there's 12 episodes. Anyway, but like I was watching, I'm like, man, it looks really good. It looks well shot. I like everything. Like it looks really good. And I was like, this is the best thing I shot on they shot on the volume. And everybody in the chat was telling me, well, they didn't shoot it at the volume because the guy, what's his name, Tony Scott or some shit like that, is like, fuck the volume. And we're not shooting in that shit. And they didn't. And it looks good. Like visually, it looks beautiful. And I think that's the thing is like, over the past, and I swear, like it's pretty much been since they introduced the volume, which has really been only the past couple of years. I think they said the first thing they shot on it was The Mandalorian. I could be wrong. I think I went and read an article that said the first thing they shot on it was The Mandalorian, and like they just need to stop. And I've noticed, like over the past couple of years, everybody's started to shoot at the volume, like and it looks like trash. They just need to stop it. And I was starting to think, like, maybe that's why everything that's been coming out the past couple years looks like shit. It's the volume. It's the volume. Get out of the volume. Go shoot on location. Go to a soundstage where you're using practical sets and a fucking green screen. Criminally. I don't want none of this. Yeah, I said criminally. I don't want to see none of this TV screen bullshit. Finally got the COVIDs. It's a walk in the park on me. You know what? Like, I don't even know if I ever got, like, but the thing is, like, I never really got sick over the past couple years. Never really got sick. There was a couple times I felt weird, but it was probably just, you know, maybe from getting hit by a fucking car. But, yeah, well, I mean, until just like, you know, about like a couple weeks ago when I said I was feeling like shit for that night and then I had a stuffy head. But yeah, like, that sucks, man. That sucks. Hopefully you're feeling better. Oh, well, you said it's a walk in the park, so yeah, there you go. We know you hate the volume as if Tony Stark made it himself. Yes. Yeah. Tony Stark equals the volume. The volume equals Tony Stark. Yeah. I was saying I posted a link to the old HBO intro into the chat. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was heading to bed and saw the stream up. I got support Ripper fans. Well, thank you so much, Silver Ogre. Greatly appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Stark is one of those words Trinity is triggered by. Like Bucky Barnes was triggered by the words in the Red Book. Yeah, absolutely. I am too. I am. So anyway, guys, what I was talking about earlier, this theory, Josh over at the Den of Nerds, you know, he was doing his live stream this morning. I went on there and I told him this theory. I've kind of told you guys about it, and I've talked a little bit about it in some other live streams. And I want to sit down and actually do a video and edit it like a nice together video and put it together about this theory that I have with Kang, right? That I have with Kang in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, what they're doing with him with regards to everything that's going on. Like we've seen in Loki season 1. How he was basically, what did they call him? He Who Remains, which wasn't really ever a version of Kang or Immortus in the first place. It was a completely different character, but here they kind of made it him, and it's whatever, man. Like I said, the MCU mystery meat. But basically it was that version of him. And they've even said in other interviews, I think it was Jonathan Majors said he's going to be playing different versions of Kang throughout some of these different shows and movies and shit like that anyway. Different versions of him, right? And there's a lot of different versions of Kang and Immortus that have gone throughout time and done shit, Rama Tut and all that bullshit. Like all that, there's a bunch of different shit that he's done out there, right? But my theory started to come with this thing. I'm like, what is he after? What is Kang after? Right? What is Kang after? And I was sitting there thinking, like, what could he be after? Because, like, you know, we know from the comics and even what we learned in the Loki, he was basically kind of in charge of this timeline and making sure that nothing gets gets crazy with the timelines. There's no incursions or anything like that. They don't want any of that stuff happen. But he basically does stuff to ensure a certain outcome for the timekeepers. That was in the comic books. We've seen the timekeepers that they used in the Loki show. They were those robot things. Who knows? For all we know, the timekeepers might still actually exist. Okay? But regardless of whether they do or don't, regardless of if he's working for them actually in the MCU or not, the thing is he is still there, basically doing what he did in the comic books, going through trying to control time to ensure a certain outcome. Now, one of the things we seen in that first in the series was he said that he had all the different versions of him. They all went to war. They were all fighting and all that bullshit. You see. Now the thing was like. He even said, like it was in the comics, I think he even kind of said that too in the show. Like he came from a certain future where everything was copacetic. It was kind of boring. There was, you know, like really nothing going on. But I really kind of feel like, and he felt that way because basically there was law and order and shit like that. Like shit was handled. You know what I mean? And it made me feel like, you know, it was probably it was probably very much like a man, like yeah, how would you say militant, being run like militant, like it was all like under a dictatorship and shit, and basically you couldn't go break no laws, and because if you did, they're gonna lock you in jail. Just all the horrible shit's gonna happen, right? Now, the thing is, like, he comes from a future like that, and to me and him that's boring. Like, oh, you can't, you can't do anything, you can't do anything bad, you can't step out of line, or else, the fucking government's gonna come screw. Like, hey, like, it's like modern times. Anyway, the point being is, like, he comes from that time, and the fact that their time is like that, there's no crime, there's no wars, there's none of that. I feel like he would look at Tony Stark as a villain, as a bad guy, because he wanted to create a suit of armor around the world, and eventually he got to it, and that is why he lives in that world where it's like that. Because even if you go back and read, like I was reading, we're going to finish this series with the channel members in Avengers Forever, there was exactly a society like that Rick Jones was running. He was actually, had shit going, like, when people were doing shit they weren't supposed to, were trying to rebel against him or whatever, he came and fucking enforced the law and brought shit down on him with the help of these Avengers. They were like robotic Avengers. Now, the thing I was thinking, like, he comes from that future, so he probably views Tony Stark as a bad guy. He's like, man, like this motherfucker ruined everything. Like, we can't do shit, And so he probably looks at him as a villain, and then looks at the technology and everything, like, oh, like, because he was studying all this shit, and like, oh, like, it's all this technology that does it. But he thinks of Tony Stark as a villain, and if you look in the commercial, in the previews, his suit, the armor that he's wearing, there's spots in it, especially like in the purple. It looks very, very much like the Iron Man suits, like the little folds or the bends and whatnot in it, like all the different little things, looks very much Tony Stark inspired. Now, the thing is, I feel like he's gonna take in, while he thinks of Tony as the villain, he's also gonna look at him as like, but this guy was a genius, and he was very intellectual and very on the level with some shit, doing some crazy shit. Now, the thing is, Tony Stark, what else did Tony Stark steal from somebody to call his own? Time travel. And we know that Kang basically travels time. That's what he does. And he's like, with the TVA, he was trying to control time. You seen that they had those TemPads where they were walking through those doors? And they were going into different periods in time where they could go and trim branches. Now, the thing is what were they doing with the TVA? They weren't changing history. They weren't changing time. Because even if you look at what Tony Stark did in Avengers Endgame, when he basically stole everybody else's ideas and improved upon them, he's like the Sony of it. Anyway, the thing is, he created this time travel, right? Now, the thing is, and I even looked into a little bit more of this, like what he did with like the Mobius strip, the inverted Mobius strip, right? Now, I looked up some shit about the Mobius strip and exactly what it is. It's some crazy, crazy, fascinating shit. There's a video you can find here on YouTube where Neil deGrasse Tyson actually even goes into a Mobius strip. He shows you like, oh, you take the paper, put it together like this. It's just a hoop. But if you do, if you do it a certain way, you can do it. And it's like it's all the same. And he shows basically by drawing this line on it. If you draw like just like the little hoop regular. You just draw a line on it. It's just on the outside, right? But then if you do it 2 times, if you wrap it around like a whole, I think is it a whole turn, and you do the same line, it goes through and it'll go around and it still ends up on the same spot. But if you do it like a half turn or just in half turns, basically, like if you do it a half turn, I can't remember, something like that. But you draw the line on the one side. And if you stay on the one side, it goes around and it goes to the underside of the other piece of paper where you started the line, but it's not complete, because then you have to go back completely around it again to end up in the same line. But then when you get to the end of it, like if you undid the paper, the way the line comes out, like it's fucking crazy. But it all had to do with basically the way that they were doing time travel in the MCU, and in which they set the rules up there where they say, like, you can't go change your past because that past then becomes your future, and your future can't change because of your past. And they go through that whole thing, you know, and the whole Back to the Future is bullshit. Yes, but no, right? Here's the thing, is because they said that's not exactly how it works, because, and it makes sense if you think about it, because if you, like, think about if you right now, in, like, reality, I know we're talking about, but if you went back and changed the past, like if I, just like they did in Back to the Future, if you went back and changed the past, and then came back to the future, back to your future where you came from, your future wouldn't change, because otherwise you couldn't have went back to the past to change it, right? That's why their rule was set up like that. Because the thing, like, think about it. If you went back to the past to change something in the past, it wouldn't change your future, because maybe you might not have existed if you went back and changed that one thing, you know? Or maybe you'd be in a completely different fucking place in your life if you went back and changed that one thing. So it couldn't change because then you wouldn't be there to go back and do it. So therefore, like they said, like their theory was, like, you can't go back and change the past because it won't change your future, because that past is now your future. And good night. And it all makes sense. Thank you. And I was sitting there thinking about, okay, so you can't go back to your past and change the future, because then you wouldn't be able to do it. That is the rules they set up there in the MCU. And it makes sense. It really makes sense if you think about it, especially if you go back. I'm telling you, go watch the thing on the Mobius strip and how it works. And, like, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Like, I should probably bring it up here. I should probably bring it up with the Mobius strip thing. I should probably bring up the video to show you guys, because I'm telling you, it's some very interesting stuff. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like the paradox. But the thing is, like, that was like their whole thing in Avengers Endgame, was they weren't going back to the past to change it, because they can't go back and change the past to affect their future. It would essentially branch off and create a whole other future. And that was the whole thing that the Ancient One was talking about with the stones. And that's why their time heist thing was to go back to a particular time, get the stone, use the stone, then go back and put the stone back where they got it, so nothing ever changes, nothing ever branches off, there's no divergent timelines or anything like that. Kind of like the TVA would want, like the TVA people would want, right? Okay, now it's all kind of relative here. So the thing is, they can't do that, but they can go back, say they utilize, they can't go back and change anything, but they go back and they use these things and they go put them back, right? Like, it's pretty, it makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, but I feel like what's going on is, like I said, Tony Stark is going to be the enemy. He came up with the whole Ultron program. He came up with all that. Kang is basically coming from a future where everything's kind of militant and you can't do shit. He can't have fun. That he wants to go fuck some shit up. So he decides to go back and do something about it. But here's the thing: is he can't. He can't go back and change it, and that's what he realizes. And we see supposedly in Ant-Man, he's going to be stuck in the quantum realm with Janet, and she took off with some technology or fucked it up, and that's why he ended up getting stuck in the quantum realm while she got out. Now, the thing is, I think he found a way, obviously, travel to a past somewhere, but even traveling to the past, he can't change it. He can travel to the past, that's all great. And if he changes anything there, it would change it all. But say, like in Ant-Man, say he traveled back to this time and he got stuck in the quantum realm. Would that really change anything? because we see what they kind of did in the Avengers was like the quantum realm. It was pretty much like going through. There was a place outside of time where it's not affecting it. So if he's there and it's outside of time, say nothing, and he does shit there, it doesn't change what's going on in like the real world. And that's the thing about it. So he could be down there for years, whatever. You do whatever he wants to do, and it don't matter. But say he went back in time to that time, and he had all the time to figure a bunch of shit out. Like I said, they got the TVA, and that was the thing, was the TVA goes through, and they don't change time. They trim branches. They trim shit to where it never happened. It doesn't rewind time or anything like that. It trims those divergent timelines that were happening. Those variants. It gets rid of them. You see the little thing that they got that goes out and it fucking changes. Like, it's like, for one, I think it's killing people. Like, people like see shit. It's got to be killing them, because other than that, like, it's warping. Other than that, it's changing their mind. Like, it's making them like saying these people like, hey, you didn't see that, you know. But I figure if it's doing that, it's probably more like I said, trimming, getting rid of those people who've seen whatever it is, those that were going to create divergent timelines. So he can go back, can't actually change time. They can prune everything there to where it didn't happen, to where certain events didn't happen, but you can't change time. And I think that's the thing. When we watched in Loki's season 1, I think, you know, there was that scene at the end where he was talking about all the stuff what he's trying to been doing, and he'd been trying to go through and change time, and then they get to the point where I can't even remember what he called it, the threshold. And then they passed that threshold, and he's sitting there like, I don't know what happens after this. Remember, because he picked up what was it he picked up, the apple or the paper or something, and he dropped it, and he's like, you know, he's like, holy shit. He's like, something's different. Something's different now. And then that's when, you know, when Sylvie goes and she fucking kills him and all that stuff. And then, you know, he's, oh, you know, and everything could change. Now, here's the thing. I think I know what happened. Because we see all the stuff that's wanting to go on. He's wanting to go back and change that time. I think the thing is what he's looking for is a way to actually go back and change history, to actually change time, not to go back to a past and change it and create another. Like, no, I think he's actually looking for a way to change the past, because they don't have that yet with what they're doing with the TV and everything. It's just pruning stuff. It's not actually changing anything. But I think he's actually looking for a way to change it. And I think part of that was all the technology that Tony Stark created with just that. That's where he got the time travel and everything. That's where that all came about, where he's even able to do that. But I think through all of that, as much as he can do all that, he still can't change time. And I think the one thing that he's looking for is that piece that helps him, that will be able to make him help change time. Now, the funny thing is, like, I'm talking about this, and if he's able to go back in time, he's not able to change anything. It reminds me about what I'm reading about in the West Coast Avengers right now, is where they have a busted time machine and they can go backwards in time, but their machine is wrecked and they can't go forward in time. They can only go backwards. Now, just say he was in that situation, which obviously he's not. They got the TemPads. They can do all kinds of stuff, but we don't know when that is. Maybe that's not the Kang that we see in Quantumania. It might not be. Because, you know, that was He Who Remains, who was a much older version. But that older version was just passing that threshold. But I think what he's looking for is a way to actually change time. And I think I know what it is. I think I figured out what it is. I think part of that, and I think a lot of it's related to the same technology where I've talked about from the Eternals, and that's coming through with like I think it's celestial technology. Maybe it's Kree, because in the comics, one of the bands was created by the Celestials and the other one was created by the Kree. And I think what's going on there is it's all related to the Celestials. I think it's probably related to the Kree, but definitely has everything to do with the Shang-Chi and the 10 rings. I think it has to do with the 10 rings because I think it's part of the same technology, the same as what we're guessing are like the nega bands from Ms. Marvel, from the Ms. Marvel show. Now, here's the thing. If you look at the 10 rings, and I know people have talked about this, if you look at the 10 rings and even the bangles when they light up, like those rings and even the bangles when they light up, they look like the same rings that is on like Kang's chrono ship thing that you see in the Ant-Man trailer, where you see the rings and it's got the little blue like lights around it and shit. Like it looks like, and I'm telling you, it's gotta be the same technology. Now, here's the thing. He's looking for a way to change time. He passed that threshold in the Loki series because something was different. Something changed. What do you think it was that changed? I'll tell you what I think it was. After these commercials. No, I'm kidding. I think what it was that changed was he actually found the technology to be able to do what he needs to do. And I think that technology... it had to come from Kamala Khan and those Bengals. I think it's Kamala Khan and the Bengals. And I'll tell you why. Because look, the theory they set forward with the time travel. You can't go back to the past and change your past because it won't change your future. That past becomes your future. What did Kamala Khan do in that TV show? Kamala Khan got the bangles. She got the bangle. She went back in time and saved her her grandmother. I got her grandmother on to that train so she could leave. Yeah, you know. So she could leave. Was it? I can't. Like I was sitting there trying to remember where they were at. I was sitting there trying to remember where they were at. I'm like Pakistan or India or where was it? I kind of like all of a sudden I forget. But she used the bangles when she was actually the one that saved her grandma. How can she do that? How can she, being a little kid, go back in time? Save her grandmother, and her grandmother makes it to the United States. She has the bangles. Everything ends up all good. How does that happen? You can't go back and change the past. That was her past, but it was something that had already happened, right? It was something that already happened to her grandmother. Her grandmother knew about it. It was Kamala that went back and did it. How did she do that? Shang-Chi didn't do that. It's them Bengals. And I think them Bengals are more even, like probably even more advanced technology than probably even the 10 rings, because we've seen what she did when she at the one point at the end of the series when she had the bangle, she put it on and she switched spots with Carol. That's doing what the Tempad does, or even what the Sling Ring does, is walking through a portal to another dimension, but she's basically body swapping with somebody else as well, which is weird because that was the whole thing with the nega bands, and you're like just weird, just a little weird. But again, MCU mystery meat. But I think that's what's going on with Kang. And not just in the Quantum Mania movie. I mean, I think that's his motivations altogether, is looking for a way to actually change time. And I think that's the way. And I think that was part of the threshold that we've seen in the Loki series. It has to be the Kamala Khan thing, because how'd she go back and change her pad? You can't do that, according to their rules. I think there's something to that. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Right. That's why when Tony says you mess with time, it messes back. Yeah, and that's the thing is like you gotta watch. Like maybe I should see if I can find. Maybe I should see if I can find this. Let me see if I can find this thing and get it shared up here really quick. Oh damn it. Damn it, no. This one. There we go. Oh, I shrunk it down. There we go. Let me see. Where was that? What was it called? Here we go. Okay, now let me see if I can find the right see if I can find the right thing on here to put it. Oh man, look at that! Look at that! Yeah. Oh, what window we got captured here? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Look at there. Yeah, let's do this. And okay, we've got that. Yeah, here we go. Now I just need to see if I can get the audio hooked up here. And get the audio hooked up here. Audio. Sure. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So is this gonna? Let me know if. Can you guys hear that?
Okay.
And not just for me.
No, actually, I'm just this.
Oh, you know what? No, you won't be able to yet here.
Explainer on the
There we go.
Mobius strip.
Oh, sweet. So from the Matrix.
There you go.
That's Morpheus.
Oh, that's Morpheus?
Thank
Okay,
you.
never mind.
Not the Morpheus strip.
Not the Morpheus strip?
Mobius strip. It's
Mobius
a
strip.
mathematical curiosity that's simple. It's simple. So I have a little arts and craftsy thing here. So what I got, so I have just a strip of paper.
Right.
Okay. See, that's all it is.
Okay.
Okay.
And just so we understand what's going on here, I'm just going to tape it into a
I'm
closed
gonna mute
loop,
my microphone
okay?
really quick.
Closed loop.
That's all I'm going to do. Okay?
Okay.
Got that?
Got it.
Okay. Nothing weird
It's just
about it.
a loop of paper
Just a loop of paper. And it has two sides. There's an inside.
and an outside.
See that?
Gotcha.
And an outside.
All right.
No problem. If I were to cut this in half, let's go ahead and do that. So I've got scissors. I'm just going to sit here and cut it in half.
Okay.
Okay, what should I get after I cut this in half?
2 loops of paper.
Yeah. Let's see?
Okay. Sorry, getting into the chat.
This is
as
not
well.
magic or anything.
Okay.
I thought he
Ta-da!
was Apocalypse's name.
That's so funny.
No, I think he remained.
Obvious
no.
magic by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Obvious magic.
Right.
He
Watch me
remains
watch me
just
pull a
like
rabbit
some
out of my
like
hat.
old
Come here,
man at
rabbit.
the end of time.
And
As far as I know, I mean,
Okay, so we got that.
They
Okay,
changed a
so
lot of stuff
now,
in the comic books and stuff like
the
that
next
too.
one.
So it could be
So
maybe at some
instead
point
of
they did that.
attaching it that way, I'm going to give it a full twist. Okay?
Okay.
So not halfway, but again. Okay? So there we go. That's a full twist.
A full twist.
And so I'm going to put a piece of tape on each side.
King's probably
And now we can ask.
life before everything happened. King made a deal with time
Okay.
treasuries, so he's rewarded
That looks like a figure eight.
It looks like a figure 8.
back to
That's
his
kind of cool.
King.
Right.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
And let me see. This also has 2 different sides. So if I were to sort of draw a line on it,
And this is going a
see
full
what we have
twist.
here.
A full twist,
let's just start here
right?
and
I think this is what you were talking about, Silver Ogre.
And I come back to where I started. Okay?
Okay.
So I came back to where I started, so that's
Yeah, single
one
twist
side
makes
of the
it anything,
paper.
yeah.
One side of the paper.
And the other side I didn't hit the
Yeah,
other
exactly.
side.
Strange Marvel
right?
Theories. This is what
Okay.
Tony said
So
when you
this
mess
also
with
has
time,
two
it messes
sides,
back. Exactly.
like the
and there's
first
something
one.
to that in here. There's something
Okay.
to that in here.
And if I cut it in half, let's see what happens here. And
We just said and apply that to
cutting it in half.
Same way, going down the center.
Same way going down the center line. Except this one I've drawn.
But paradox and all that. Yeah.
Almost
See if we can
done.
live in the real time
And
because of the
there.
time. Yeah. Exactly. Right.
so now I have two, except they are
Entangled.
They're entangled.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's nice.
That something different happened there,
Yeah.
right? I just made
entangled.
two different
You
things.
made
So
two,
I have two hoops that are now entangled. So it's not magic; it's just mathematical topology.
Ah, there you go. Paper handcuffs.
Okay. Neither of those are Mobius strips. Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm going to take my third and final strip,
Right here.
and I'm going to give it a half turn.
Just a half turn.
A half turn. That's in between the other two. Okay. So
Okay.
here we go.
When Bruce was separated.
And don't try this at home. No. All right. That's
Today
a
in the
half.
news, Neil deGrasse Tyson dies in a tragic Mobius strip
Right
experiment
here. This is interesting right here.
as the paper exploded halfway around the half term.
Candles.
Warning. So this Mobius strip has only one side.
I think so, Aaron. I think
Right?
he is.
So you say, of course it has two sides. There's this side and then on the other
Inside
side.
and the outside.
That's where
No.
it gets good.
It has only one
Yes,
side. So you say,
Felicity.
how could a thing have only one side? Of course there are two sides. What's going on? Well, one way to show it is let's draw a line again. And if I never cross over the edge, that counts as staying on the same side, wouldn't it, Chuck?
Of course. Yes.
All right? Of course it does. Okay? So let's go ahead. And once again,
I think so,
I'm
Aaron.
going to see if I can
There'll
do
be a
this.
plot
in a more-
device connecting the mutants.
Okay, I'm back to where I started.
Get back to where you started.
Okay, right there.
All right.
Okay.
The anticipation is killing me. I
Okay.
don't know what is
All
going
right,
to
man. Have
happen.
a good one, Silver Ogre. Thank you so
back
much
to
for
where I
being here.
started. And notice
Right here.
both sides have lines on them.
Oh, snap.
This is
Okay?
interesting.
Both sides.
Both sides.
Which means it only had one side.
Right. Oh, my God.
There's only one side to this. I never
This
went
is
around
what
the
Tony
edge.
based his
And I
time
went-
travel on.
And I covered all surfaces of this
All
without ever crossing the edge of this piece of paper. So it is a one-sided structure. Okay?
Gosh.
So now,
So you're, oh, wow. Because
Now-
you're on the inside and the outside at the same time, but you only stayed on one side.
correct.
Oh, my God. That's so cool.
So it's a one-sided object. Now, what's harder for me to demonstrate, but I'll just have to tell you, is that if we lived in this world and you had a mitten, okay? If you had a mitten, well, a mitten
Right
is
here.
going to be a right-handed mitten
Right.
or a glove, a right-handed or a left-handed, okay? All right. And let's say you had two gloves and you lost one. So now you have only, or you have two sets of gloves and you've lost the left pair of each of those two gloves. You have two right-handed gloves. You know what
That
you can
sounds
do?
that sounds about my life, yeah.
Okay, you can take one of those right-handed gloves, move it through this, and on the other side it becomes a left-handed glove.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So you can change the orientation of the glove by the time it returns to where it was before. It'll be on the other side of the sheet of paper, but you would have turned it from a left-handed glove to the right-handed glove, and it's still part of the universe that is the sheet of paper.
Oh. Oh.
So this can change your handedness. It has one side, and if I cut it in half,
This is interesting.
Okay.
this is one of the only objects for which this is true. If I take it, and I'm just going to cut it right down the middle, just like I did the other two. So let's do this. And here I go. And I'm cutting. And they're cutting. bam. I just cut it in two, and it's a single.
Oh my goodness!
Okay.
Wow.
Bam! Mobius strip in your face.
That is an amazing. Oh man, I know what I'm doing at my next cocktail party.
So Mobius strips are fascinating. Now, I gave you instructions before this call to make your own Mobius strip out of paper. You have that?
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But that was the thing is like, and it has to do with even like the time travel that they were doing in the Avengers shit. Like they still got to go back and change time because they're not trying to change time and they can't create branch realities. But you also can't change time, right? You can't go back to the past and change the future. Where clearly it's been figured out. But I don't think it was just Tony's invention of the time travel in itself. I don't think it was just that, because otherwise they could have done just that. I think it was something else that happened along the way. And even what he's saying right there is kind of like what Tony was talking about too, with like the EPR paradox or whatever, where they push time through Scott Lang, not Scott Lang through time. Like it all really kind of has to do with a lot. Like it's crazy shit. But I feel like that's what's going on with a lot of it, is that Kang is actually looking for a way to change time. They passed the threshold in the Loki series, and that may have been an event that happened in the MCU where that was figured out, and that's where they ended up passing that threshold. Because honestly, like in the Loki series, I mean, we don't exactly know for sure when it takes place. Because for the most part, like the Loki they took was they say it was the Loki from the Battle of was the Battle of New York. They say it was. I don't know. He seems like a more soy Loki that they took from probably fucking 2021. But I think that's what he's looking for, is a way to actually change the time. I think there was something that happened at a point that made them able to actually change the time, or something changed in that time. And it was funny because I was talking with Josh from the Dead and Nerds this morning, and he kind of added to it too. I was like, oh shit, like I didn't think about that. But maybe the thing that actually changed was when Thanos destroyed the stones. Maybe that's what it was, which in all of that led to them doing the time travel thing. Yeah. I don't know. I know. I'm crazy. I'm harebrained. Yeah. I don't understand science. My boobs are in the way. Oh, man. Yeah. There is no spoon. There you go. Yeah. Two intertwined infinities. Yeah. Well, no. In that case, in the Mobius strip one, but yeah, that was with the regular one. That was with just like the non-Mobius strip. But the Mobius strip, there is no intertwining, or there isn't that even the entanglement. That was exactly what he said, entanglement. Yeah. It's getting deep with this shit. We're talking what? Chirality and whatnot. Yeah. So Kang is going to use the fact that is that what happened there? But I think that's what he's going for. Is I think something was found, something happened along the way in which he's actually able to change time, and I think in Loki that's what was kind of have that threshold, was that whatever happened needed to happen for time to be able to change, for him to be able to actually change the past. That's exactly what happened. We all know that Riri Williams is going to figure this out with some masking tape and baling wire. She's going to Riri, is she gonna come in? She's gonna come in and MacGyver that shit. I mean, Wakanda that shit. Or Scooby-Doo. She's gonna Scooby-Doo this shit. So King grabs Scott to figure out how he was able to come back from the quantum realm. Well, probably so, but we know how he did that. And that was I mean kind of what they covered in the second movie. But I mean, I think obviously he has some sort of a key to it, for sure. Yeah, definitely. But anyway, guys, I gotta go. Gonna end the stream. Look, we've been going right about 2 hours. Like perfect. Like perfect. I was like almost perfect timing there. So we've been going almost perfectly at 2 hours. Right? Oh, we got 1 minute. We got 1 minute and it's 2 hours. But I want to thank you all so much for being here tonight, hearing me flap my gums about just what I've been up to, man. Like I said, been busy. Going to be busy here over the next week, doing more gift baskets and stuff, starting a new job, or not even, well, it's a new one, but another job on Tuesday. So we're going to be super busy. But then after Christmas, like my business, my business, it's going to be slow for a while anyway. So I'll pretty much just be working this new job and taking care of the kids. So might have a little bit of free time for, a little bit to, kind of kick it as things slow down a little bit for the end through the end of the year. It'll be a good time. There's randomness that saved Scott. King is trying to end randomness. Oh, you mean like when he was stuck there? Okay, I see. I thought, yeah. I thought you meant like the first time, like in the first Ant-Man movie when he was there and then he used the little thing. I thought that's what you meant. I thought that's what you meant. But thank you all so much for being here tonight. You all have a good day. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you all soon in the next video. Later.